As we shift over to phase two here, I do just want to say that, phase one is by far the most important piece. If you don't get that right, phase two isn't going to go so hot for you. So I could have spent hours talking about phase one. I did in a couple of minutes, but it's crucial to building the foundation and setting yourself up for success here in phase two. So phase two hits. What do we want to be focusing on? Well, now's the time to be efficiently spending and winning in those ad auctions. So we've built up those big pools of people that we want to retarget now. We don't want to necessarily pay to play too much in new customer acquisition. So let's be as efficient as we can in driving those people down through the funnel towards a purchase. This is when we want to be activating our new email and SMS subscribers and really want to have a clear, easy to understand promotion. I can't stress that enough. We don't want to complicate things and cause any friction. And I think too, we want to have some urgency messaging, create some FOMO, right? So whether you're using messaging like limited inventory or don't miss out on our biggest sale of the year, that sort of thing. It's important to drive home that sort of messaging during this time. And some actionable tips here for phase two. So I think one, probably the most important thing is your creative, like I talked about. So can you create some seasonal theme specific content that's going to resonate and be relevant for this time period? I think another big important piece is getting your ads and your campaigns built out and published ahead of time to account for any slow review times. And this includes making backup campaigns and backup ads so that if some of your initial campaigns fall flat, you can just switch those on and not miss a beat. I think it's important to be transparent and set expectations accordingly around shipping and returns. I can't stress this enough. While Q4 is usually a huge time for businesses, there's also a couple downsides. Like we definitely see a lot higher return rates and things like that. So I think being transparent, open with your customers can really build up that goodwill and set you up for success. And I think the other thing is get a little creative with your targeting, with your audience selection. So I put a couple examples here of some lookalike audiences that we like to do. So, one is take a static list of people who purchased during this time last year and use that to create a lookalike audience off of. So, people who buy during this time might be a little bit different of a customer, might be a deal hunter or whatever, as opposed to the rest of the year. So using a seed audience of those types of folks to create a lookalike audience to use now is a really good idea, as well as using any sort of like high lifetime value lists or repurchaser lists or people who spent a certain amount or bought it made a huge order, right? So using those as seed audiences can be a really good way to boost your lookalike performance. And then the other thing we like to do is to create lookalike audiences based off lists of people who maybe bought a specific bundle or a specific high ticket item or pack, and use a list based off people who have purchased something similar to what you're pushing now. And then, some other tips here, and this is important if you feel like you do have a really good offer to give and a really good promotion. You can compete and you can prospect and go after new customers. You're going to pay to play, but it can be done. And there are some things that you can do to mitigate your risk there and get some better results. So one of them being implementing some more manual bidding tactics. So whether that's setting cost caps and bid caps, or we like to use cost per click bidding a lot, especially in the middle and bottom of funnel, to just kind of bully your way to the top of that auction and just ensure that you are getting eyeballs on your ads. And the other thing too, or specifically in middle and bottom of funnel, is if that traffic's really warm and qualified, maybe think about optimizing for something a little bit higher up in the funnel. So reach or landing page views instead of purchase conversions, to ensure that you're getting that great offer in front of everybody you want to. I think another thing is just be prepared to dial things back on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, we always kind of see a little bit of a dip there. We'll have to see how it plays out, but just be flexible and agile and be in front of your computer for sure. Another thing is think about how you can retain some social proof, and just think about the structure and the messaging of your campaign in general. So, is there a way that you can name your campaign or your sale, right? So think about, can I, instead of calling it having a Black Friday sale and a Cyber Monday sale and a Giving Tuesday sale, what about naming your sale a Black Friday weekend sale or a Cyber Week sale? Something like that, where, if you build a campaign and you launch it on Thursday and it's crushing it, you can leave it running. You don't have to turn it off, right? The messaging still makes sense. You can keep building up that social proof. You don't have to cut all the learnings off and reset the algorithm. So just something to think about when you're thinking about how you might name some of your campaigns. And then I think another important piece here is just don't overcomplicate things. The less friction, the better, right? So if we take a look at these two examples here of potential promotion ideas, the first one is something simple: 35% off site-wide sale, no discount needed. Obviously easy to understand, and just allows people to just quickly start browsing your site and start their shopping experience. Versus if you take a look at this other example we have here, something like 25% off one product, 35% off another, take an extra 15% off when you spend 100 or more. The sale excludes new arrivals or specific collections. And oh, by the way, you need to use this discount code that is made up of a bunch of random letters and numbers, right? So you can see how that can be a pain point for some and just cause friction. And when we think about this time period, I mean, their attention spans are short. They don't want to sit there and do math. They just want to understand what's the offer I'm getting, and then they want to get to their shopping. So the more seamless experience you can create there, the better, in my opinion. And so to close this out, I just wanted to give my number one piece of advice here for Cyber Week 2020. And it's asking yourself the following question: is this piece of content a scroll stopper? That's all it comes down to. Is this piece of content going to get somebody to stop what they're doing, stop scrolling through their feed, stop scrolling through their stories? Is it going to be engaging enough? Is it going to catch their eye and stop them from scrolling? Because I don't care what your conversion rate on your site is. I don't care what the offer you're promoting is. I don't even care what the headline on your ad is. People aren't going to see that unless they stop scrolling first, right? So the way you do that, it all goes back to creative. So that should be your main focus here. Make it as engaging as possible, whether it's video content, even just some slight animations or motions, bright colors, text overlays. You just got to stand out in the feed and stand out amongst the sea of advertisers you're going up against. So that's really all I got here, guys. I appreciate the time. I know I ran through that quickly, and I could probably spend a few hours on this stuff. But that said, I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has. So, head over to our site, lunarsolargroup.com, check us out, or you can certainly email me, kmartin@lunarsolargroup.com. I dropped my phone number in here as well. Shoot me a text, give me a call. I'm definitely open to helping out and chatting with folks. So you can also find me on Twitter as well. I'm giving direct-to-consumer tips and tricks over there. So at KeithMartin_IO. So feel free to message me on there, DM me, whatever. I just want to see all of us have a really successful Q4, and in particular, a Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I wish everybody nothing but the best here. And I think it's going to be, I'm optimistic. I think it's going to be a challenging time, but I think if you lay the foundation and you do the right things now in phase one, in the run up, I think you're going to have a lot of success during the big dance. So appreciate everybody paying attention here and listening and watching this whole thing through. And like I said, let me know if I can help out in any way. Certainly reach out, and best of luck to everybody. And yeah, go crush it. All right. Thanks.